Rory Suchet. President Dmitry Medvedev has promised that all claims of violations during last week's parliamentary election will be investigated. This comes after a post-election frenzy culminated in the biggest opposition rally in Russia's recent history. RT's Medina Kochanova now joins us live with more details on this. Medina, so a hectic week following the election. Tell us more about what's been going on here in Moscow.
Well, the rally that took place on Saturday was really, as you said, the culmination of the whole post-election frenzy that we've been seeing for the last 7 days. And this rally took place in the center of Moscow, where over 25,000 people came. First, they came to the Revolutionary Square, but the Moscow city authorities were not allowed people to gather there. That's why then they peacefully proceeded to the Bolotnaya Square, where thousands and thousands of people were gathering, and they were voicing their demands. And the number one demand was really the recount of the votes, and basically people that gathered at these squares wanted the new elections to take place in Russia. Meanwhile, the Central Electionary Committee says it will not recount the votes, and those people who gathered at the squares, who are gathering for these rallies, were saying that if their demands are not met within the next 2 weeks, that they promise that they will gather again and to protest further. Meanwhile, after the end of the rallies, President Medvedev expressed his own view over the meetings and the rallies that took place in Russia and in Moscow particularly. He said that he's quite satisfied with the way everything went, especially how peacefully everything went, but he disagrees with the slogans and the announcements that were made during these rallies. And meanwhile, he promised that all the claims of the violations that took place during the parliamentary elections in Russia will be very carefully investigated. Meanwhile, today on Sunday, over 200 nationalists also gathered at the Bolotnaya Square, and they were protesting against immigration, but this rally and this meeting also went quite peacefully in the center of Moscow.
Now, Medina, other than on the domestic front, there's been an exchange of comments on the elections between Washington and Moscow. What more can you tell us about that?
Right, there was an exchange of opinions and views, and especially the U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has said that she believed the parliamentary elections that took place on the 4th of December in Russia were neither free nor fair, and her comments and her remarks were not met kindly by neither Russia's foreign ministry nor Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin basically accused Washington of meddling into Russia's national policy. Also, one of Russia's news agency, Live News, has obtained information which they've said actually shows the involvement of U.S. Department into the election process. In the documency which this news agency has obtained, this documency represents an exchange of emails between the Russian non-governmental organization that was observing the elections and the U.S. State Department. These documents represent different comments over the tactics and especially the financing of the observers by the U.S. State Department.
All right, RT's Medina Kochanova, live in central Moscow. Thank you.